YouTube, welcome to the Gimnasio. Today, I'm going to be taking you through 3 things you should be doing in the gym to build up some bigger, bolder shoulders. So let's get started. Okay, so the first thing that you should be doing in the gym to build up bigger shoulders is the Arnold Press. Now, there are pros and cons to doing either the Arnold Press as opposed to just a regular dumbbell overhead press. One of the cons for the Arnold Press is that you're not able to do as much weight. But one of the pros is that not only you're hitting the anterior deltoid, but you're also hitting your lateral deltoid. So I'll just kind of show you how to do it here. Put the dumbbells out in front of you like so. And as you begin to push upwards, pronate your arms and finish the movement. So as you kind of have the dumbbell out in front of you and you're pushing up, that really isolates your anterior deltoid. But as you start to rotate it, that will hit your lateral deltoid. So that's tip number 1, the Arnold Press. Okay, so the second thing you should be doing in the gym is going to be an exercise to work your posterior deltoid. It's called basically a wide grip row, but instead of maybe rowing it like you would for a back to your upper abdomen or your lower chest, we're going to be looking at rowing it towards your upper part of your chest or middle part of your chest. And this really puts an emphasis on your posterior deltoid. Another tip for this exercise is to make sure you're really emphasizing and paying attention to the negative because your posterior deltoid will really be worked a lot more, focusing on the negative aspect of this exercise. So take a look here. So for a regular row, if you were working your back, you'd be trying to row it up towards your stomach. But for this exercise, you want to be pulling it up higher. Another thing you want to make sure that you're not doing is pulling with your traps. A lot of times, the posterior deltoid is very hard to isolate due to the fact that it's weaker and naturally your traps want to take over. So while you're doing it, make sure you're feeling it in your posterior deltoid as opposed to your traps. Okay? So that's tip number 2, a wide grip row, focusing on working your posterior deltoid. Okay, so the third thing that you should be doing in the gym is called a wide grip upright row. And the reason why we're doing a wide grip here is because we want to work the lateral part of the deltoid. If you're doing a narrow grip, that's going to work more of your traps, and we want to focus more on your lateral aspect of your deltoid. When you're doing these, generally I would grab right here if I were to do a narrow grip and pull up, and you're kind of just pulling up with your traps and shoulders up to upper part of your chest. For the wide grip here, you want to get out farther and pull up still, just like so. And that's going to put a lot more emphasis on your lateral aspect of your deltoid. Alright, so that's tip number 3, or the third thing that you should be doing in the gym, and that's wide grip upright rows. And the reason why this exercise is so awesome is because generally, in order to hit your lateral deltoids, you really have limited options. You have lateral raises, maybe if you hit your Arnold presses, or maybe some cable side laterals. This is an awesome exercise just because it's a little bit different, a different way to hit them. So that's tip number 3. All right, everyone, that is going to conclude today's video of 3 things you should be doing in the gym to build up bigger shoulders. One thing I wanted to touch on is just that the reason why you should be making sure you're putting an emphasis on your shoulders. One great thing about shoulders is that it really helps round out your proportions better, okay? So if you're looking at getting a more aesthetic physique, shoulders are something you should be putting an emphasis on, because the wider your shoulders are, the smaller your waist is going to look. And it's also going to help round out your back and your upper chest a lot more if you put more emphasis on your shoulders. So they're just going to make your physique look a lot better if you hit them hard enough, okay? So just to recap, the 3 things you should be doing in the gym in order to build up bigger shoulders. Number 1 is going to be the Arnold Press. Starting off with your arms right in front of you, pushing up and rotating. Number 2 is going to be a wide grip row, but more emphasis on pulling it more towards your upper chest to work your posterior deltoids. And the third thing you should be doing in the gym as far as shoulders is concerned is going to be a wide grip upright row. Alright, so that's going to conclude today's video. Thank you again for watching, and go ahead and give it a thumbs up.